Okay, good afternoon, gents. I hope everyone is well. It's the 18th of April. Just in case anybody doesn't know, looking at a chart, the 2000 tick chart. Now, I've adjusted my chart just a little bit. I had the NQ up on the screen as well to the left. I've just made the screen a little larger and just took the NQ out. I've got the NQ. I can nip it in if I need to. But it's I'm just focusing mainly on the ES. So, Speedy, how you doing, buddy? So, we seem to be ranging. Now, I nipped off to use the bathroom and missed a second entry long stroke triple test, which worked beautifully. So, that was a bit annoying, actually. So, yeah, nice push-up, 2 legs back, leg and a leg, nice second entry long off the key entry point, off this level down here, and it worked nicely, beautifully. So, you could call this a triple test. I'm not getting involved here because we've had a break of this channel and already moved up, made a new high. It wouldn't have worked anyway, so market is officially open. Hence the little bit of volume. So at the moment we just seem to be ranging. We seem to be finding some tops here and some bottoms here. So whether we're going to push up and make a new high, or whether we're going to continue down, I'm not so sure at the moment. NQ is sort of looking downwards at the minute, but I think it's likely probably come down here. We may make another attempt. Sometimes we get 2 legs, but we've been quite high there, so let's see how we get on anyway. So you're good, Speedy? Great, excellent. Well, good. H, how you doing, bud? How you doing? Trading with Gap now. Oh, brilliant. Good for you, mate. You have to keep us updated daily, mate. See how you get on with it. And if you get on with it well, then obviously then we can sort of, help other people out with deciding. Good for you, mate. I have seen the video a few times, actually. It does come over as an absolute lifesaver. You sort of, you make all your settings in the cold light of day when you're nice and calm, and then I think the theory is if the emotions kick in, because everything's set. I believe down the bottom you can go into the settings and like do an overall thing, don't you? I'm still getting to. Yeah, it probably takes a bit of while, but I believe they had some hiccups with it initially, but some people have told me now they've obviously updated it and it's running quite well. So I think the idea is it just gets you out of bad habits, and at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do, whatever it takes. But if it's sort of, if you say, I don't know, allow yourself say 2 losses in a day, and you can't trade, and you can't adjust the settings till tomorrow, it gives you the night to calm down and come back down to earth, and those emotions don't take over. So I think it's going to be a lifesaver to a lot of traders. Because most of us can make money. It's keeping it's the difficult part, because once those emotions kick in, sometimes it's almost like someone takes over the driving and you're just a passenger, aren't you, on a rough ride. So good on you, mate. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Excellent. Okay, yesterday turned into a good day, actually, didn't it? There was actually quite a lot of setups yesterday. It was about one of the best days I've seen trading-wise for a long time. Now, I only took the one. I tend to sort of get extra cautious, but there was a lot of setups. I saw probably about 4 and 4. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but 4 compared to what the market's been like at the moment. Last time I blew 3 accounts. 200 shot. Yeah, exactly. Now, just imagine when you were at that level, if someone had managed to get you away from the chart and you'd have come back tomorrow nice and calm, you wouldn't have blown it. So it stands to reason. It makes perfect sense. You need something to... Because we can always, if you want to lose weight or something like that, it's dead easy to say, I want to lose weight when you tuck it into a meat pie, isn't it? But once you start to get hungry, that's the problem. So, you know, you make your decisions and your settings when you're nice and calm before you trade. And then if those emotions kick in, hey, Ryan, how you doing, bud? If those emotions kick in, then the settings take over. It'd be interesting to see whether those emotions do kick in because you know you can't trade. You see what I mean? Because that's kind of how it worked with me. When I decided I was going to buy it, although I haven't purchased it, I started to relax. I just calmed right down and those emotions seemed to go. It was strange. Bars on mine look a bit different. I probably haven't reloaded my historic, bud. So hopefully give that a few seconds and that should sort things out. Good on you, mate. I'm pleased for you, mate. It is a shame, really, when you've got the skills to do it, but you just, you know, might have not been... where's that gone? You've got the skills to sort of, you know, make the money, but the emotions take over. Well, they are a bit different, aren't they? But yeah, I think you made the right decision, mate. I have. It's a shame to chuck money away when a piece of $350 software can almost basically get you out the shit. Okay, so... yeah, actually, it's got quite a bit different, wasn't it? That surprised me, that has. How different it was. It was still a second entry long. That's the trouble, really, sometimes if you reload your historic, everything sort of gets out of place. Wow, that's completely bloody different, that is. So, there's the break. Second entry long, new high. Same now. Great. Good. So, wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Leg and a couple of legs back. Are we going to make another push down? We have really come down a lot, haven't we, over the last sort of week or so? Let's have a look. Just been catching up on a couple of episodes of Suits before I traded. I'm up to late series 4, I think. Problem with second entry long, it immediately reverses a failure. Let's have a look. Yeah, well, in all fairness, it's ranging, so I'd only expect it to get to the tops. So it played out, well, it doesn't actually look as good as it did initially, but it is a second entry long and it is kind of a triple test. What did it go for? So it went for 3 points. I mean, I'd have gone out at 2, which would have been down here. But I would have taken that. But I'd have got out, well, I'd have taken 2 points, but if I was going to ride that up as much as I could, I'd take it up to that line and it just triggered you. So it actually, in all fairness, before I reloaded that data, it actually looked a lot better. Yeah, it looked a lot better. Anyway. Yeah, it doesn't look that nice now, does it? Okay, so there's an overshoot here. Let me have a look. What am I expecting today? I'm not sure about that at the moment. I think it's more sideways. Where could we come down to? So there is some levels down here which it could bounce. There's that one there. It's actually bounced off that twice. I usually have a line with yesterday's lows. For some reason, I've been putting it on lately. I've got a template here for it, I think. Load. Yesterday's lows and highs. Yeah, it should be locked. Yeah, it is. I usually put those in. But for some reason, I haven't been lately. It's always useful to know. You never quite know what's going to happen when we get up there, so it's just nice to be aware of these, especially now. Anyway, let's get that out of the way anyway. Okay, so we're finding some support there. Actually, we just broke through it. So that to me is a bit of an overshoot, and we've come down. I was going to say and broken the lows. We've already done that. This may be a couple of legs down. Let's try it there. If it is, it's going to take us a bit further. A leg. There could be two legs down there. Let me have a look. Yeah, possible. Fed talking head said no urgency to cut rates. Right, okay. I mean, we were coming down anyway, weren't we? We'd had such a lot of ups there, but that doesn't help. I know we had some rate cut. Well, I say cuts. We had a slight, I think, 0.2% cut in inflation over in the UK. Let me just have a look at the daily. I mean, it was coming down anyway. We've been going up and up and up and up. So this is the daily. So we're where are we? Why is that 2 points there? Oh, it's okay. I was trading a sim on something. So I mean, look how much buying we've had. We've had to have a pullback at some point. So let's get this out of the way. There is a bit of support, mind you. Where were we yesterday? It kind of seems like it's feathering off a bit. We had two big bars and it's slowly feathering off. So, but yeah, we had to have a pullback anyway. I mean, that's some serious buying, isn't it? That is. We've gone up over 1,000 points, haven't we? Since well, when was it? Since around about November, early November. I mean, that's a fair old move, that, isn't it? Yeah, well over 1,000 points. So, so I was just trading that on a sim. Okay, so we've had an overshoot there, so I think there's a fair chance we're going to come up. There is a higher low there.
Order filled.
I'm going to take that. I actually really like that. It's a bit more risk than I wanted, but I actually really like it. Actually, I'm just going to take 6 ticks on this because I want to get out as it breaks above there. I got up a tick more than I really wanted to there. Come on, push up. It's kind of a hidden second entry long there if it finishes bullish. Maybe not. I may get stuffed here. I actually like that. That was really strong. In all fairness, it's gone a bit too far to be a higher low, in all fairness. I'm going to give that 1 extra tick. Sometimes it saves your neck, but that's a bit more of a risk than I wanted to take, really. That's eaten up my profits for the last couple of days. I may get out this early if I get the opportunity. Maybe a failure there. Trap that longs. That may come and get me. I'm going to see if I can get out this for break even. After that overshoot.
Order filled.
Good. Go for that. Okay, that would have worked anyway. It's all right. I don't mind getting out for break even. Look at that. Bounced 3 times and pushed up, but there you go. My slight concern is that that was a little bit too far for a higher low. It clearly worked anyway, but oh, look at that. Flipping rockets up there. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's strange. There's a bit of slippage gone in my favour there. I got out for break even, and I must have gained a tick on those 2 accounts, so I didn't actually lose something there. Nice, got the set, did you? To be fair, there's an overshoot. We came down and made the new low, so for me, it's going to go up. It clearly worked, but in all fairness, for a higher low, it's just gone too far. I think 3-4 bars maximum, depending. You didn't know it was going to do that. If it had a break, chances are it was going to pull up, but sometimes it'll come down and take out these stops. But I think positional wise, that was okay, and it clearly worked. I got on a tick higher than I wanted to, so it would have made the points. But the trouble is, when it starts going like that, sometimes you're better off get out. I mean, it was in it. I gave it an extra tick, and I was risking it for 4 points. So with a 4-point risk, I'd rather just get out of it. If it was a 2-point risk, I'd let it ride. Maybe we get 2 legs back. 1 leg, 2 legs. So out for break even. 2 legs back would be nice. Not a chance. Okay, we got some support here. Let's see if this reacts off here. We're at the top of the channel anyway, and at support, so I think it will be likely we come down a little bit. Actually, I'd have been very tempted to take that bar anyway, but by the time that formed, it just crossed over and moved up. It didn't even give me a chance. And sometimes if I get out for break even or get out of a trade, I'd rather have a think about what I've done and what I'm going to do first rather than just jump straight in. So we got an overshoot there. So 34, I'm up $25 over there, so I came out break even and made $25, so I can live with that. It's nice to get slippage in your favour. Yeah, if that risk had been a little bit less, then I may have waited there. Because as a positional bar, it was relatively strong. It's on the EMA and it's on its highs. And what I've noticed with experience, if it's quite a strong bar, if we do happen to make a pullback, often that stop stays intact. And it did there. We had those 3 bars there. That was a bit encouraging. But I think I think personally, I think if you make a decision to get out the trade, I just want to try and get out of it now. Because what can happen is if the price starts to go up, you start to go, well, maybe I'll leave it. But then it can come down as well. So I think if you've decided to get out the trade because it may be going sideways, I think you've got to put emotions aside, because as it comes down, you might be thinking, I want to get out. And as it goes up, you think, I want to stay in. But if you decide to get out, I think the best thing to do is just to get out. But it was a 4-point risk, so it was a little larger than I'm usually comfortable with anyway. So, okay, let me have a look. Let me just see if there's anything larger there. Touch, 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 touch. Now that, I would have said, has to mean something. I would prefer this to not come down, but I would have suggested we are probably on our way down to this second leg. So if we can trap some longs there, overshoot 2 legs back, I would have suggested this would be coming down. So after that channel overshoot, usually after an overshoot, we can correct or we can make a full-out reversal. So I'd like to see a bullish bar here trigger. But it may still come up and retest before it pushes down. But I think that's a bigger channel. We've touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You can't deny that. And after this leg down, I think it's, we're out of this range stuff now. I think we're actually making some downward stuff. So let's see if this bullish bar triggers. Well, bullish-ish. But for me, I think it's likely this is going to come down. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this. Let's shove it over out of the way. So what I'd like to see is 2 attempts to go higher. So leg down, second entry short, 2 attempts to go higher, and then downwards. We've definitely got a bearish bias. There's no argument there. Here, there, we're coming down clearly. So let's see if we can get a couple of attempts to go higher. Rodian, how you doing, bud? Yeah, it worked in the end, but if I hadn't have taken that one with this holding there and there, I think I'd have taken that one. I'd say by the looks of things, that's probably about the same risk. That ATR's come down a little bit, despite busting a PA today. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling, is it, mate? Does it not? It does with me. I get so angry with myself and frustrated. I feel so weak sometimes. I get frustrated with being me sometimes. I do, but I try to keep reminding myself that emotions are powerful and you know they can really take over you. But what I've done now is just written down some rules. And I'm taking them day by day, and I'm actually signing as well to say I followed the rules today. I stuck at it. But I would say 95% of my blown accounts are later in the evening when I come back and trade. So I'm completely avoiding that now. And you've just got to try and find something and move forward, haven't you? So anyway, we've got a channel up there. We've got an overshoot. Quite likely a correction. It could push up, but for this, I have two more that are getting close to payout. There's another thing I get into there as well. There's something that catches me out. Does anybody ever go, "Oh, I've got 3, so I don't mind taking a risk on 1"? Anybody else say that to themselves? I do that kind of a lot. When I had those 5 and I went, well, I've got 5, so let's say the worst happens and I lose 1. It's not the end of the day. It's the wrong attitude to take, but it's a human attitude to take. You protect so much and you take a little bit of risk. So I take silly risks. So I've really got to try and focus my mind now and get rid of the silliness instead of, thinking of this, that I can take a risk. You don't take stupid risks. You know that. I think we all say it, don't we? But I'm giving up the silly risk taking. And I'm just trying to keep reminding myself this is a business. I can't be doing this every day. I've got to, if you've got a business, you don't take stupid risks with a business, do you? I've adjusted that slightly. I actually prefer that. It fits slightly better than down here. So, but yeah, I think sometimes you think you're the only one, but when you start talking and it's surprising that we're all human beings and we're all almost identical. So channel down, 1 attempt to go higher, big rejection off that line. Every time I think I have enough buffer, yeah, I think you'll get to the stage, and I've been told this by so many experienced traders, you'll get to the stage where you're so fed up of losing and throwing away accounts and money that you'll just change. It's just a shame, really. You think you make mistakes like this when you're a kid and your parents say, don't do this, don't do that, and you don't listen. And when you get older, you listen, don't you? But all of a sudden, when you get into trading, it almost like sends you back to being a child again when it comes to not listening. But I don't think it's a case of not listening. We're just doing what we've been programmed to do all our life. And if we lose something, we get it back, and as quick as we can. And it is about, there's been a million books written about it. It is about changing that mindset and being able to accept the fact that sometimes you've got to let things go and not, constantly try and hold on to them. But yeah, it's not easy. But I absolutely believe this is just a time thing. It's a numbers game. The longer you're doing it, the better you get at it. And the more you blow, the better you get at not blowing them, and the more you don't want to. So, channel break. I'd expect a new low from this channel anyway, and I do like that. So, let's see if we can get a second entry short. I just want this to reject a few times off here, hopefully. If we trap some longs there, come down below the email and get a failure, it may still go up. I could have this completely wrong, but you have to at least pay attention to that. It's actually really a triple test, isn't it? Once, twice, three times. It's a triple test, but it's a doji. I still prefer to have, I think this is going to come down, I still prefer to have a failure, really. Because you can always be misreading this. In fact, triple test I prefer up here, in all honesty. But it's not a great signal bar to go short then anyway. I do think this is showing us something and the bigger picture, but I've been known to get it wrong. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm looking for a failure now below that EMA. Losses aren't so much my problem now. I'm managing to cope with them. It's coming back and taking a stupid risk. This is coming down. This is for me. I mean, there is 2 legs of correction, but I would suggest I'm looking for a failure here. Have you ever encountered the issue of plane payment status change to failed? I haven't yet, mate. I say yet. I shouldn't say yet. I haven't. Apex website says paid. I did not receive the pay into my bank. I'm contacting support. Yeah, I can't help you there, mate. I'm not sure. When Apex send it, I get the first thing I know about it is I get a message from Plane saying good news, good things are happening, something like that. Apex have paid. That's the first indicator I get, and it says it'll take 48 hours to go into my bank. So I haven't had any issues with it, bud. But just check your emails and your spams. Just check Plane hasn't sent you a message. And then, yeah, just chase it up with Apex. They're pretty good. You know, I've heard of a few people who've had issues, but they do sort it out. So there is a second entry long there. There may even be a triple test to go long, so I've got to be careful. Yeah, let's know how you get on, bud. Anytime, mate. Anytime. 1, 2, 3. It's looking like a triple test to go long, but I just can't go long at the moment. Not seeing that. As long as I'm reading the market right. I want a failure or it's just going to drop. I know it is. Unfortunately, I just can't jump in it willy-nilly. I just knew it was going to happen because I can see what's happening. It's going to. But I needed a signal bar. I was so tempted just to sell that here, and I got my points quick. But you're not using NQ. I do, bud. Yeah, I've just got it to the left. But a couple of people keep asking me to blow up my ES chart, make it a bit bigger. If it's something people want, that NQ back, I will put it back for you if you want it. I am using it, but a couple of people said, can I make this chart a bit bigger? But, you know, I want to try and keep everybody happy. So if there's a few of you really want me to have that NQ chart on, I will put it back. Yeah, that's a shame, that is. There was nothing there, really. If there'd have been that lower high or a better looking failure, I may have had a go at it, but... So, there's also a possibility of 2 legs, and it does go higher. So... But I think you have to pay that attention. You can't ignore that. You've got to give it the respect it deserves, and it has touched there a lot of times. So this just may be a bit of a pullback. If you can get a second entry short around here, then I will get into something. So on, give us another go.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Okay, that's thrown the kibosh on the thing. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens now. So I need a lower high down here, testing this. Channel break. Broke out, pull back in, we need a lower high.
Order submitted.
Now trap some longs and then come down. Come on, stay bullish. Now come down.
Order submitted.
No.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Leg, bearish bar. No. Okay, let's relook at this. Leg and a leg. Maybe this may fail. We'll see. Starting to get rangy. Yeah, it is, mate. I've got rid of that channel now. It's just strange, isn't it? Sometimes you can have this on and you're so focused on down, down, down. You know, you're thinking down, down, down channel. But as soon as you get rid of that, the picture completely changes, doesn't it? It's weird, isn't it? Now, all of a sudden, it's clearly ranging, not so much down. I mean, there may be some downward stuff there, but I think importantly, it's more importantly to look at this as a range now. 2 legs up. Are we now going to retest this, or are we going to pull back in? But we have had that push up sideways, so we could get that sort of familiar sort of bull flag type leg, sideways leg. We've had 2 attempts, so we've pushed up. We've had 2 attempts to go lower and pushed up, so that makes sense. So actually that failure there actually looks quite kind of nice now. That's the trouble sometimes. If you've got this channel, you can't help but be thinking about shorts. But now all of a sudden I get rid of that. Look at this. We push up. We go 1, 2 attempts to go lower. Higher low, rather key entry point. And look at that. Woof, straight up. So that was definitely the trade. But because I had my channel, I had that downtrend drawn, it just changed my complete focus. So that's actually a really nice looking trade, I think. I mean, is that even a channel? I mean, it kind of is, but at the end of the day, if the channel continues down until it finds support, it can just turn, and it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter about making a new low. So, yeah, if I'd have got that like that, 2 attempts back, it's almost like a penguin style trading it leg up, 2 attempts to go lower, we pushed up, we came back, trapped some shorts, nice bullish bar, look at that. I think you can tell where the buyers are. You can clearly see, look at the buying there, we got 2 big bars there. It went up without even a break in between. That went up, well, very quickly, 6 points. So there's definitely buyers there, no argument. So that's the trouble, really. Sometimes if you focus on the bigger picture and not forget about the detail, you can miss out on trades. Okay, so on the NQ here, there's a lower high there. If this is ranging, channel 2 legs up. This is interesting. This is. Are we going to trap some longs here and come down, or is that a bigger uptrend? Let me just have a little look here. Two legs up. Bearing in mind, we've got to think about range as well as channel. So if we can trap some longs here and we get a lower high, that might be a good option. If it's going to go up now, it's probably going to go up from the bottom of here. If it's going to come down, it may trap these longs first and then come down. But if it does break below there, I think there's a good chance we're coming back into this range. So let's have a look. So that is going to that's going to encourage some buyers, that is. So let's see what happens. It may just continue on that. We may have a leg and a leg, or it could come back into this range. Right, unfortunately I can't take the lower high because we could get triggered. It could trigger us and bounce up as a second entry long. So if I'm going to take a trade here, it's going to be a failure below this line. If I go short there, it could all well come down, but it could come down, trigger me, and then push up, and then we got a higher low to go long there. So unfortunately, I can't do nothing here. But that's all right. Let's have a look. So this is where it could come to, and potentially higher. There's one of my trades there.
Order
Buy
filled.
this one. It's only on the sim, by the way. This is one of those trades where we get a channel and we end up getting a really nice, strong, bearish bar finish on its lows. This is the one I keep talking about. Really nice channel. I prefer it in a tighter channel from here, but I actually love the setup there. Push up, bearish bar, finishing almost on its lows. Usually it will cross over and push up. It's a little bit thicker than the channel. That's kind of the channel I usually associate it with, but I'm just playing around with it at the moment on a sim, so it works better in a tighter channel. 2 point risk, 2 points profit, 2 point stop. I've already won one of them today. Let's see if this one works. Where was the other one? I can't remember now. There, that worked. 2 more ticks. Go on, push up. Push through. There we go. Go on,
Target
filled. There we go. So that's the second one today. So there, a buy as soon as we get a big bearish bar in an uptrend. That's the second one today. That one as well. That was the bar. I didn't do there. It was a bit too far, but that's closer to the channel. So I bought it, crossed over, pushed straight up. I'm only doing it on a sim at the moment, but this is just this type of trade that I see. It works better in this type of thickness there. But that's the whole idea of back testing it a bit, isn't it? But there's $200 there, $200 there. But look what happens. See, big bearish bar. What happens? It crosses straight over, a little bit of a stem, and then straight up. So I'm just back testing this. It's actually a relatively simple strategy. Whenever you get it works best in this. Whenever you get a bullish bar in an uptrend. What was the only bullish bar? Sorry, that downtrend there. There was one bullish bar I could see, slightly bullish there. I wouldn't have taken it, but what happened? Crossed over, came straight down. That one crossed over, ticked up a bit, but came down. So this is just something I'm just watching at the moment. That one there. Did that one work? It might not have done because the ATR was a bit high there. No, that one would have got stopped out. Purely and simply because the ATR was high there. I set this at 2 point risk and 2 points profit. I'm suggesting that would have worked if the ATR was, I think it was above 4 there. What was that bar there? Let me just have a look. That bar there, tick above, tick below, was 3.75 points. Yeah, it may have worked otherwise. An extra couple of ticks and it'd have been okay, but that's the type of channel where it works. That type of thickness. But same again, big bearish bar. What happened? Crossed over, straight up. Perfect measured move up from the bottom. Curious if we pull back in about there and there. Yeah, a few ticks extra. Clearly see it works. This still amazes me. This does how accurate that is. I mean, look at that. It ticked it once, pushed through it, closed it. Well, look at that. and then straight down. It tends to do that a lot. Hits it and then reverses a little bit and then sometimes carries on. But I mean, these measured moves, sometimes they're that accurate again and again, aren't they? So, channel is working nice. I'd like a break here because we've pushed up to the top there, but this time we're a little bit further away and we come back and we're further away still. So I'd like a break here. Can I go long? There's still some distance left, I think. There is some support there. It's hard to say, really, isn't it? I suppose it depends how good the bar is. Let's have a look. Possible second entry long. Ooh, that's tempting. It's a little bit too far away. My slight concern with this one, it's a little bit sideways, but I think it's okay. But you got to have enough room to the ups, haven't you? 1, 2. I'm kind of glad it did that. Okay, that will be a better second entry long.
Order submitted.
In fact, it concerned me how quick that dropped down. Something I'm not so sure about here. Mind you, I've got to go for it, haven't I?
Order submitted.
I've got a bad feeling about this. That dropped pretty quickly. I'm going to give this an extra tick. It is a second entry long. I'm still going to get out of this for a tick. I want out of it.
Order
I
filled.
want out of this. I don't like it. I've got a bad feeling about this. What did I get on it? 2 ticks. I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this. This is coming down. I just had a sinking feeling that this is not good. I'll explain why in a minute. And whenever I get that feeling, it saves my neck a lot. It may hold, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm so glad I got out of it for a little bit of profit there. It is a nice second entry long. I'll explain why I got out of it in a minute. It may work, actually. 1, 2, 3. This is probably a better one, isn't it? But God, that's a big risk. I ain't taking that. Okay, it worked in the end. This pushed up. Sorry, one of these. This push pop. We had a second entry long here. It pushed up and all of a sudden dropped quickly, which tells me there was quite a bit of selling going on there. And I'm thinking, are they protecting this top area because we've been up here already? So when it had that quick drop, for me, that showed me that there was some sellers in there. So I got out of it for... Oh, strange. This is, I got 1 tick. I got slippage again. I got out of it for a tick. I made an extra 2 ticks there, but just made 1 tick there. So these 2 accounts, twice now I've got an extra tick and this one hasn't. But this to me is coming down. I think this has got close enough. The way that pushed up, that bar there, it was looking like a second entry long. The way that pushed up and all of a sudden dropped told me there were some aggressive sellers there. Now, are those aggressive sellers protecting this area? We've had a measured move, haven't we? We'll soon find out in a minute. So I don't think this is going to go up. Let me have a look. There is some support around there. So my decision to get out of that, I think is okay. Sometimes it'll hold. It is a second entry long. Off the key entry point, it was a touch before, but the way that bar pushed up and then dropped quickly, that told me that there's some selling here. So it was almost like someone was trying to protect an area. I like that bar, but it never triggered. So something doesn't feel good around here. I think this is sucking in some longs, and I think this is going to push down. I hope I'm wrong. But somebody's protecting something up here. Anybody else see that bar? It pushed up and all of a sudden just dropped right to that line. It's struggling, isn't it? I mean, that one didn't trigger. This pushed up and now it's struggling. Yeah, I'm glad I got out anyway. It may just be that there's some congestion there, and usually if you look left, we'll get some there, so it may work. But I'm not a fan of this. Sometimes it'll do this, suck in longs. It's triggered that big bullish bar there, so I have a feeling that this may just drop. It might work, but I have a feeling just the way that bar dropped quickly. Let me have a look. Mind you, that actually looks quite nice. So I may have it completely wrong. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else noticed that bar. I was looking for a second entry long, and I was focusing on that bar, and it went bullish, and all of a sudden dropped right to there in a second. That tells me that there's some strong selling to do that. So I have a feeling this is going to drop and take out this, possibly this, and maybe even that. I might be wrong, but I'm not interested in getting into a trade here just at the minute. It may work. But my gut feeling is telling me just to sit tight and stay out of it. Okay, it's working. I got no problems leaving something if something doesn't feel right. So that one would have held. I don't like the way that bar dropped really quickly. It just spooked me, that did. So you'd have comfortably got your 2 points if you'd have gone there. Trouble is, you want to be out before the highs, really. What was the bar? It was that one, wasn't it? So 2 points would have got out on that bar there, but not after coming back. Okay. Now, there is some support there. Twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Support and resistance there. So, I don't want to be going long here. There is a failure there. It may trap some shorts. But I'm sitting tight here. This is a range. It's definitely more of a range, I think, at the moment. So, I don't want to be going long into it. I do wonder whether I should even bother putting these there. These support and resistance, they tend to keep me out of trade sometimes. Let's just leave it there at the top. Okay, we seem to be working quite nice in this tier. This bottom tier. I'd expect a break here. Or maybe not. It's alright. Just looked to me like we're going sort of more at that angle, so we got no setup anyway, unfortunately. Nothing there really, nothing there. Leg and a leg. I think there's a fair chance we're going to get up here. Certainly maybe break these highs. It's just a range day at the moment, I think, really. We're just going sideways. Going down and going up. Okay, we're above the highs. Actually, we're not yet. We're close to them. Okay, excuse me for just a sec. Just a quick bathroom break. Okay. Okay, we broke the highs of the day, so now what are we going to do? I think it's safe to say we're ranging now. I'm going to put one tick on there. Tempting to take a trade from there, but as we've just come off these highs, I'm going to hold back. But it looks kind of like a leg and a leg, but it's straight down, across, straight down. It's not going to form, I don't think, anyway. But
Order filled.
if you've heard of ping, I've just done it on that sim as at the bottom of the bar. It's not really in a channel. Oh, it is, but the channel's too thick, really, anyway, so it's not going to work.
Stop filled.
No, didn't work. Yeah, it's too thick a channel. It's all right. I just did that trade, so I don't know why I even did that. It's just too thick a channel. I'm just wondering whether we've got a spike with the channel there. Just from here, spike, come back, channel, touch, 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 touch in there. It fits nice along the top as well. That's why I'm wondering. Unfortunately, I'm just not really too eager to go long just at the moment because we've come off these highs. I don't know whether we're going to just make another attempt and then push down, or whether we are going to continue up. It's hard to say. We could get up to this measured move, but just couldn't take that one. It's an inside bar anyway. It's a bit weak. I just wanted to say thanks. I had a really good day. My affiliate links yesterday, I got some nice commissions yesterday. So you guys, by the sounds of things, took quite a few evaluations yesterday. So that was quite a nice surprise this morning. So I just want to say thank you. You guys don't have to use my code. You can use anyone's really. But I appreciate it. And it was a nice surprise. So thank you very much. Somebody took quite a few, whether it was a bunch of you or someone took quite a few, but if you have took quite a few, go careful with them, otherwise I'll feel guilty. Ooh, woof, straight up to that measured move, look at that, straight above it and close right at it. So there was definitely some stops there, definitely. Just woof straight through them. So, okay, that measured move is played out beautifully. So, are we going to continue on up? I have a feeling that there may be something larger here if we get a break here. Let's just see if there is something from there. Maybe there is. Hard to say at the moment. So I think I can probably get rid of that range. Man, maybe not, just in case it's a failed break out of top of it. Let's just keep it there at the moment. We've had these sort of legs down. In fact, let's put that there. So we've had a little channel and then an overshoot, and then we pushed up, made a couple of attempts to go lower, and now we're moving up. So maybe there isn't a range. Maybe it's just because we've been up here once. Just, if we've been up here already once in an area, there's a fair chance that we may react to it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to bounce off it and come back in. I mean, it's only really the second time it's been up there, so until we come back, retest it, and then come into it, I think the range is just temporary at the moment. So we'll see. So that measured move played out, and we've had a nice pullback right to the bottom of the range. So that's useful. So I think it is that one there, a bit of a spike in channel, maybe a spike up. We came back and we bounced off there. We're reacting to it. Unfortunately, it's just there's a little channel there, and I can't really take a trade there. Unfortunately, not only that is obviously we've had a push above this and we've dropped back in swiftly, not far, but it could just, it could be fading the upside. I just can't go short here at the moment like it's a range. Okay, we've broken above it, we've come back in, we've pushed straight up again. Maybe we're just retesting it. Maybe we have 1, 2, 3 triple tests and then we'll come down. We'll see. Trouble is, because it's been such a nice channel, I don't want to automatically assume it's a range and go short at the lower high because it could trigger me and push up for a second entry long. It's definitely reacting to that line. You can't argue with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So whether we're going to come down or not, I mean, that's a big bearish bar, but it could trigger below it and push up. I have a feeling from what I'm looking at, it's flattening off. So I'm not sure actually. So are we trapping some shorts? Certainly looks that way. Let's see if it's got the legs. It's got to, isn't it, surely? by 1 tick. Second entry short there, back to the MA. My issue is we're above here at the moment, so there is a failure there. I'm just not getting involved here. It's a bit congested. Could do either, or we could have a leg and a leg. So it may come down and take out that long. So the short may work, but it's a bit sideways. I'm just trying to keep it in mind. We are in a channel at the moment. So I don't really want to be thinking about taking shorts. But at the moment, I don't think I'm comfortable with taking longs because we are finding some support there. So we've got a leg down there, a second entry short. I think there's a good chance we get another leg down, and then maybe it might have another go. So if you took that long, that got stopped out. I doubt you would anyway. Will it break below there? We'll see. So that we got a perfect measured move there. That's played out. So are we just getting 2 legs back before we go up, or are we actually just making another couple of attempts before we come down? So second entry short for 2 points. Did that work? Tick below. Yes, it would have done. Second entry short. I just don't want to be taking shorts in an uptrend, although we are clearly not reaching these highs. After that push, we came back. A second push was struggling again. That tells me we're struggling to go up. So I think it's more likely it may come down. We may get a triple test here. Let's have a look. Once, twice. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Up we go again. Perhaps we're recovering some of this. Is that a break? I'm not necessarily convinced. I can adjust that slightly. Had one bar closed below the EMA in a while. No, we haven't, have we? I'm just wondering whether we're going to recover some of this. We've had quite a bit of pushing down, haven't we, the last few days, with the exception of a couple of days ago. So I think we can safely say we're not really ranging, I don't think. So I'd like to see a break, a couple of legs of correction, and then maybe something larger. No, we haven't. I think we broke above it there. Yeah, we haven't. We literally haven't, have we? When was that? Around about 5 past 3. Yeah, an hour and 50 minutes we've been above the EMA. Nothing's closed below it. Good point, mate. That's strong, isn't it? What's that ATR like? So where could we get to? So there is some support around here, isn't there? What was this? Yesterday's open. Yesterday's open was there, wasn't it? So we could find something there. Let's just pop that there anyway as something visual if it continues up. 2 legs back. I'd be interested in taking a long there. It's got no sign of breaking, is it, at the moment? We're still getting relatively high. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's quite a fair size push down, isn't it? Just quickly. Are we now going to get a break? See, Max says sometimes in these strong trends, if you just buy a bullish bar at the bottom of, I mean, really a bullish bar there, right at the key entry point, what's that going to do? What's it done every other one? You'd think it'd likely go up, wouldn't you? Is it worth a punt? Trouble is, you'll see all this, and every time it leaves here, it pushes up, and the one time you decide to have a go, it triggers you and stitches you up. Whenever you seem to do nothing, off it goes. But then I've just learnt the hard way. You can never just jump in because guaranteed some little leprechaun there sat looking at you and thinking, this is the one. It just doesn't work. You get stitched up. You've got to have a setup, really. You've got to have some form. I mean, there, it's just straight down. Here, it's straight down, but then we had a bit of a break, didn't we? And then we went sideways before we pushed up. There, it's not straight down. We got a bar, cross bar. Same there, it's staggered, and there. Whenever we do have a quick push like that, I think there's more chance of a break. Not only that, if we're right at the top of the channel here and we're coming away a little bit there, that tells me there may be a break. I'm not 100% convinced the range is over. You don't think so? We're quite well above it now, aren't we? There's sort of the tops, isn't it? And we've had sort of one push up, a second push up. Mind you, I mean, we could make tops of another range up here, really, couldn't we? I mean, we could even say this is a bigger range over the latter part of yesterday, so I have put a little line there because it's definitely finding something, so we could just come up to this level and bounce, and then really the second half of yesterday and the first half of today really is just down, up, and, you know, and still more rangy. But at the moment, we got no sign of coming down, so I think at the moment, until we get a break, as Chad mentioned, ever since here, literally nearly 2 hours. Is that 2 hours? 3, 4? Sorry, an hour. We haven't closed below that EMA. So it's a strong trend. So that's straight down, and we've got a little push up. I'd like a little bit of a second entry here, but if we do, I don't mind going long there. Because there's no sign at the moment. The only slight sign I'll say is we've come a little bit, but it's not enough, I don't think. We've come a little bit away from that top, but I don't think that's a major issue, but it could cause a little break. We'll soon find out. I think if we're going to have a break, this is probably where it's likely to be. I'm just looking on that NQ at the moment. Second entry long, do I want to take that if it's bullish? Not really. Because we could come down a bit further. If we can get 2 legs and then get a higher low, there may be something slightly wider. Whether this is... I don't know. There's a lot of ifs and buts, isn't there? But this is at least something. At least it's showing us it's still holding. I prefer to drop down below this bar here and then push up bullish. Now, are we going to get a break or not? I want to push down below there and then back up again. We may get a couple of legs out here. We may get down here. We're starting to get just a little bit of distance between the top of that trend channel and the top of price. So we could get something like that. But at the moment, it's still holding. I have a feeling we may get a little bit of a break. Okay, so yeah, we're at the top, we're at the top. Coming away a little bit, we're coming away a bit more. That tells me it's just losing a little bit of momentum. So I'd expect, let me have a little look. It's a nice strong channel, to be fair. There's no reason why it can't carry on. We got yesterday's, sorry, we haven't got yesterday's high, that's further up, but we've got these areas where we've come back and bounced. We literally pushed straight up, touched it and came straight down. Same again, straight up, touched it and became straight down. So it's definitely reacting to this. So we may get this first bar to close. Yeah, absolutely. We may usually fail and push back above the EMA. Oh, look at that, mate. God, that's tempting, isn't it? Oh, that's tempting. Oh, that's very tempting. It is a second entry long. I'd rather wait for the higher low. You just get a little, it's a little bit safer. But yeah, we had that 1 bar close and then straight back above, look. So my concern is we just make another leg. So if you'd have been in that now, you'd have been, well, you'd be changing your underwear. It is a second entry long, but I'll tell you what else I tend to look for as well. 1, 2. If we can make another attempt, so if we get a higher low, I don't mind going long. If we come down and make a triple test, either way. So there's a second entry long there. Now I would suggest, even if we make a triple test, that is quite a strong looking bar, and we've got one there as well. So I would say sometimes these strong positions, their stops stay intact. So I would suggest, I would be surprised if it breaks below there. It may slash straight through if you have another leg, but I'd like a triple test. One more little go here, in which case I'll go long there. So first test, second test. Let's have a look, see if that stop stays. If it comes down for the leg, it's the second leg down is down here anyway, so it can smash straight through that. But I have a lot of the times, and I say this a lot, sometimes these strong positions hold. There's probably going to be traders buying that off the key entry point. There's also a second entry long, so there's going to be some traders buying that as well. And their stops are right in the same place, so that just adds up more stops. So we'll soon find out. Right, let's see if we get a triple test. I'd like to bounce off that line again. Not this bar, the next bar. Bounce off the line and push up bullish. There is 2 legs down and a higher low on the NQ, so it may just take off. We got 2 legs down, a higher low. Yeah, I think it's just taken off. I think. We'll see. I was hoping we get for a triple test, but it's such a strong market so far. It may not even need that. I mean, that's pretty strong, isn't it? I mean, you really could call that a triple test, couldn't you? I'd much prefer it to look like that, though. So we've got this channel down here with a bit of a break. We've got 1 leg. Maybe we get a second leg, which should take us down to here for a triple test, hopefully. So break. We've got 1, 2 attempts to go lower. Up we go. Also a triple test. We'll see. Work that second entry long. Pack it up. Oh, you won the second entry long. That one there. Yeah. I would say I'll be surprised if that stop gets taken. But what I would really love is this bar to push down, touch exactly the same place and end up bullish. Then that to me would be about the best looking triple test you can see. First bounce with a nice bullish bar, second bounce in exactly the same place with a bullish bar. If we can get one more, it has triggered that bearish bar, isn't it? But I'd still want a better looking triple test than that. I might just rock it up now. It's not safe to take that from me, really. There's no room left to these highs. You never know. We may get another sort of full leg back first before we push up. It doesn't look like we're going to now. We're above there. But I'd have liked to have seen leg and leg giving us a triple test. We may still do, yeah. If that closes above here, I think we're screwed anyway. It's going to come up. We may come back a little bit, but then I think we're going to just continue up. I can't see us getting back here now. Now we've closed above here, above all this. Stopped in a while. How has your trading been in the past few weeks? Not too bad at all, mate. Not too bad at all. I've finally got rid of this, these emotions and losing trades affecting me. So I'm in the best place I've been for a while. So thanks for asking, mate. How are you? Okay, not what I was expecting. Yeah, I don't think that was a bad trade. And the fact that the bar almost finished identical in the same position to that, I think gave it extra credence. Saying about emotions aren't really getting to me on losers. Good on you, mate. It's a nice position to be in, that is. It happened for me. I can literally pinpoint it. It was about 4 weeks ago. I decided to buy that Guardian Angel. And I talked to a few guys on the stream and they said they got it and it's helping them. So I thought, I'm going to buy it. And all of a sudden, I just relaxed. I haven't actually bought it. But just deciding to buy it just gave me some relief. And ever since I've lost the trade from then on, it hasn't affected me. I was it week before last or last week? I had 2 losers on one day, walked away, never came back, and had another day with a loss as well. I had an awkward week. I think it was it last week, week before? I had an awkward week, but it just hasn't affected me. It's just gone. Strange. So and I've said this a million times on this stream, it will go in time. You've just got to keep trying. Those emotions it's impossible for those emotions to affect you exactly the same way day in, day out. When you do that same thing day in, day out, those emotions, it's impossible. You know, just pick anything where there's massive emotions, anything which is scary, makes you panic. You try jumping out of a plane if you've ever done it. The first time it happens, it's scary. I remember sitting in the door thinking, how the hell can I get out of this mess? But I did it, and I did a bunch more. And every time you do it then, it gets better. Anything that's a bit scary or, you know, that sort of move up those emotions, it's impossible for it to have exactly that same effect day in, day out. It'll start to fade out. This is now working up, so... we did come back in and have a little bit of a retest. What now? Yeah, I hit a break point. I think I had my self-worth, tried trading results. Just couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, it's strange, that, isn't it? I just came in, trade, let my properties play out. Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I've heard that so many times. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just had enough. I couldn't take it anymore. All those types of, hey, Mo, how you doing, bud? Yeah, I've heard that a lot of times, that is, mate. When you get to that break where it starts to break in, you just think, I can't continue to do this. It's a mind melt, isn't it? It messes with your head, and at some point you'll just stop. You know, we know you can physically change your body. You know, you can get on a diet and lose some weight, and you can visually see you change day by day. You know, you can go down to the gym and start lifting some weights, and you'll be able to visually see yourself getting toned. But when you're trying to change something in your mind, you can't see it. You know, it's like if you've ever been off work with stress, you get those looks, don't you? People go, oh, he looks all right to me. If you're going to work with a broken leg, you can physically see there's something wrong with you and a reason not to be at work. But in the mind, you can't see that change. You just have to trust the fact that it'll happen. And then all of a sudden, something starts to change and you start to react differently. And I started to get that really exciting feeling then, that little butterflies in my stomach. Actually, I'm finally feel like I'm starting to get somewhere. And that was 4 weeks ago. I lost a couple of accounts the other night, trading silly. I was trading evaluations silly in the evening, and I didn't revenge trade. I tried to cheekily jump in. I took a stupid risk. But I've since now wrote down a plan to follow. I discussed it with my wife, said what my issues are, blah, blah, blah. And now I've got somewhere to sort of focus. Just take a look at Bookmap and you'll see huge pressure to the downside. How you doing, Mo, anyway? Let's have a look. I do use Bookmap from time to time. I find all the multiple colours make me calm. Let's have a look. Bookmap live, yes. I used to use this quite a bit. Yeah, there isn't. I used to use this quite a bit, and I think the reason I stopped is because I probably... Yeah, there's a lot of orders around that 97 line, isn't there? There is... Yeah. That mark I put there, I mean, look, that's rejection, isn't it? We push straight up, wham, straight down. Same again there. Mind you, we did have a strong push up, but we're exactly the same place. 1, 2, 3, and then we drop like a stone. So what we're going to do, third time lucky. I think there's a good chance we're going to drop from here, but yeah. If you look on Bookmap, you can see that, can't you? You can clearly see all that there. Sorry, what were you saying? Something about Guardian Angel. Yeah, I'll tell you in a sec, bud. Yeah.
Buy stop NQ. Iceberg ES sell.
Yeah, there's a lot of selling up there, isn't there? So whether that's people taking profits or selling, I don't know, does it really matter? Guardian Angel. Yeah, okay. So I was having problems. When I lost the trade, I'll tell you exactly how I was feeling. First of all, I get this burning sensation in my head. You know, my face would feel flushed, and I would start to feel a little bit stressed and a bit panicky. Straight away, I would be itching to get back into a trade. If I lost 2 trades, that panicky, stressed out feeling would double, and I would think, I can't believe this happened, and I would panic. And 2 things would happen. Well, no, one thing would happen. I would end the stream pretty quick, and I would revenge trade to try and get it back. So, I remember about 6 months ago watching a video that Nutty made, Nutty Bar Trader, saying he'd bought this piece of software called Guardian Angel Trader, where you can actually set certain parameters that can't be broken. So you could say 2 losses in a day on this account, this account, this account, and I can't trade. And then you can go into the settings and lock it for a period of time, so it's impossible to adjust it. It even gets rid of, there's something in the settings that you could try and delete the software. Where is it? Where is it? Is it tools? Where is it? There is something up here. I can't remember where it is now. Ninja Script Editor. You can delete the Ninja Script Editor. Hide it, so you can't even go and try and delete the account. So what it does now, I spoke to Nutty a few weeks ago, and he went, "Oh, I had a few problems with it, so I don't use it as much." And then I spoke to 2 traders in here, and he said that they had it. There was a few problems, but they've updated it, and the issues are fine. So I decided that's what I'm going to do. So this was maybe on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I said the weekend I'm going to buy it, and I felt like I've got a way out. And all of a sudden, I started to relax, and I lost a trade, and I felt completely different. And I remember talking about it a day or so later, and a few days later, I lost 2 trades in one session, and I was fine. I managed to walk away. It's as if those emotions that thing I was experiencing when I lost a trade or 2 just completely vanished. Oh, and it's not been back in a month. So perhaps just, that change in the brain that says I've now got an option, I've now got a way out, I've now got some help, and everything just relaxed. It's the old. If you're arguing with your wife and you arrange to go to marriage counselling, I've heard this many times. When you decide you're going to go, all of a sudden you both feel relaxed and you stop arguing. It's weird, and that was a month ago, and I can pinpoint it exactly. And I've not. It's not come back. So that part of it now is just sewn up. A lot of people say when it eventually goes, you sort of get this aha moment. But yeah, that's it basically. I decided, I'm not taking. They are not a take profit order or a pressure order. There is a difference. Is there really? I think, Mo, what I'm going to have to do, mate, is learn to read this properly. Let me just have a look at it again. Bookmap Live, yes. Let's just drag it in and have a little look. Okay, let's bring it down here a minute. Oh, you wally. Hold on a minute. There we go. Let's just make this a little larger. So I see these orders up. Oh, let's just make it like that. I'm not taking anything at the moment. I see these orders up here. So they're basically sell orders, aren't they? Now, my understanding of sell orders are sellers with orders there waiting to sell. And sell orders, people waiting to take profit that may have bought. So how do you tell the difference between something that is selling a buy to take profit or selling to short? How do you tell the difference? I mean, you can clearly see this. I know the sort of the darker the red, the more, and they've been sat in here for a while, haven't they? Which tells me that there may be sell orders saying if it gets back up to this level here, we'll short. So how do I know the difference? I mean, you can see there's a clump of them, 390 orders there, 250, 280, 290, and nothing like that down here. They're around about the early hundreds. So you can see that is an area, and it's liquidity, isn't it? As we know, price moves to liquidity. The only other thing you've got to take in consideration is the aggressive buyers and sellers. Obviously, they affect price. That's my understanding of it. These obviously sell orders, buy orders, and these what I believe are orders ready to be taken. Are they limit orders, or how do I know the difference between taking profit or putting a limit order there up ready for a short? That's the trouble. I probably need to spend a little bit more time and understand a little bit more how this works. Let's just pop it to the side a minute. So they are not take profit orders. It's a pressure order. There's a difference. You're going to have to let me in there, Mo. I think you're a little bit more advanced to me when it comes to Bookmap. I did have it on my chart for a bit, but my understanding of it was price moved towards liquidity. So whenever I saw those areas, I had a good idea that price was generally going to work their way up, which sort of helped me, gave me a little bit more direction. You're not talking to me now, are you? Is there a bigger... Is there a bigger channel there? There may be.
Iceberg ESL.
There is a bit of a correction there, and maybe we're just working up this section of it now. It's hard to say. kind of like the way it's moving here and then it comes down and it's reacting to the midline. It's probably not the best. Yeah, so that's how it changed for me, how I stopped that horrible panicky feeling when you lose a trade. I could tell you because it was a horrible feeling. I got this sort of burning, flushed sensation in my face. And straight away, the desire to trade again. Now, that feeling doubled if I took another trade. And for me, then, it was a matter of, I have to try and get this back. And if you look back on some of my streams when I had those losses, I finished the stream quickly. I even literally had my button on that stream, and the second I click close stream, I would go sell, 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 or whatever the direction. I would just risk and gamble and jump straight in to try and get it back, try and get lucky. And that's completely stopped. I haven't done that for a month. And it's completely gone. I don't have that feeling at all. I just think it's okay, fine, just carry on, and I don't get that panic. Strange. And just deciding to buy this piece of software, which gave me a way out, and which gave me some help, just changed something in me head, and I just all of a sudden started to. I was relaxed. I lost the trade, and I was relaxed. And then I managed to walk away. 3 days later, I took 2 losses in one day. Packed up, walked away. There was no desire at all to come back. And I've never experienced that. Weird. So, are you still there, Mo, are you? How do we know the difference, bud, between something that is an order sat there waiting to be picked up or a sell order which is selling the longs at a certain area? So either way,
sell stop and queue.
My understanding of it, price moves towards liquidity, so we're likely to hit these areas, or are we? Because look, we got up there close before, and we came back, same again, same again, same again. Is it likely?
Sell stop and queue.
Excuse me, sir. Is it likely to react like this, bounce off them, or is it likely to push up? That's the thing I don't fully understand about Bookmap. So now, is this just a correction? Same thing in NQ.
Iceberg ESL.
Yeah. Are we likely to push up through that, are we? Or are we likely to be repelled by it? Because if I look at this on the ES, we've gone up here. 1, 2. We've gone up multiple times, and every time we've gone up, it's repelled us. So that's kind of what I don't understand about Bookmap. I know price moves towards liquidity, but that's as far as my skill is. But yeah, I can obviously, you can see this liquidity up here. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research again. Oh shoot! Have I? Am I playing the volume on it? I am, aren't I? My apologies. Sorry, you've probably heard a load of bleeping. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting it. You get a load of bleeping, don't you? Okay, there is some support there. So Is that where we're going to bounce? Now, I think it's probably safer to put that back to where it was. I assume we've had a break and a new high. We could come down now. If you add your strategy, some important levels from bookmap or VWAP, it will be very powerful strategy. So it'll help me know where places to avoid, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think VWAP's on bookmap, isn't it? I think it's that, isn't that purple line? Okay, so see there is a little bit of support then. We've had a little bit of a bounce. I'd like to get a couple of pushes up here. Okay, one leg, two leg, and then down. Let's have a look. Okay, possibly second entry short off the EMA. Yeah, if we'd have got a little bit above this, I would have done second entry short. I want a little break up there, followed by a bearish bar. Slight concern I have is we are bouncing a lot off here. There is a possibility we could start to range. Whether we will or not, I've got no idea. But if I'm going to have a short here, I want this bar to push up here, come down and close below that EMA, giving us 2 legs and a little short. I just can't do nothing down here. Hopefully it will. And then I'll be fading the breakout, so we'll see. Okay, quick push up. Or are we going to drop? Now is this going to push up and take out some of them stops? I wouldn't be surprised. That's my issue with going short. Just at the moment is reacting off price down here, and that could send it into a range. I thought that one, when it broke below, it was off to the races coming down, and then all of a sudden it turned and brought us back above this line. So may continue on down. What to say? God, it's very tempting, that one.
Order
Very
submitted.
tempting.
Order filled. Just go for 2 points, leg down, leg down. I think it's lightly.
struggling for some reason. I don't like this. Come on, come down. I'm just going to get out for
Order
a quick 100.
filled.
Oh, it's struggling. It's probably going to go. To be honest with you, I don't usually take them that far from the EMA, but the fact that it's sitting there, it's probably... My concern is it turns and it fades the breakout. That's my concern. So it's just struggling. We came down below first and then we came back, which surprised me. There is some support along here, so my concern is this is the bottom of a range and it turns up. Or it fades the breakout of this, so I'm happy to get out for a point there, so that'll do me anyway. I've got no issues with that. So let's call that a lower high. It may work, but I like to get out of that first push, so lower high, and it's plus a point, isn't it? I get a point or a point and a quarter? Point. It's probably going to go down anyway. Yeah, well, to be fair, my strategy, that will be a lower high. So we came back to the EMA, we went sideways, we got a touch there on this channel. We pushed below, pulled back up close to the EMA, and then close. Same again within that channel. Well, we closed down here. So for me, it's a little bit far from the EMA. I think that's probably going to go down, but the fact that it's struggling there a bit tells me that there may be a range. Now, that one for me I wouldn't have taken because it's just congested at the moment, and I know what you're saying. It's probably going to come down. Yeah. My concern is, though, we start to range. So, but I'm all right to get out for a point. That'll do me. So, because I got some extra ticks, I'm up, there's my accounts. Oh, you can see them. Oh, can you see them or not? Yeah, so I'm up 150, I'm up 300, I'm up $400 over my accounts. It probably is going to come down, but that to me was a little bit more of a risk than I wanted to take, considering it was a little bit further from the EMA, and it's probably going to work, but, you know, sometimes, you know, like Mac, I'll scalp a point. Other times I'll go for 2 or 6 ticks. But as I'm trying to build these accounts, and there's not a huge amount of them yet, there's about 3,000, 3 and a bit thousand. I'd rather just, you know, just inch my way up there. If I can get $5,000 or $6,000 in accounts, then I may sit a little bit longer. Because we've got a leg down. I think it's feasible. We're going to have another leg down. My issue is, I'll tell you what I think may be happening. We've got a channel up there. We've got one attempt to go lower. We may push up again and make a second attempt to go lower before we push up. This to me is very much like a penguin style trade, where we have a nice strong trend. I mean, price hasn't closed below the EMA till there, right the way from. So that's a strong trend. We've got to break a new high. We may have a couple of attempts to go lower and then push up. See, there's a higher low there off the bottom of this potential range. Now, would I take that? No, because we've had a leg down sideways. We could get another leg down, which may take us down to here. So I don't want to go long at the moment, because that channel has played out. It's pushed up, we've had a break of it, and we've made a new extreme. So we've had a leg down sideways. But the fact that it's struggling here tells me that there may be a possibility it may be setting out some range lows. And if that's the case, I expect us to get up above all this where any stops would have been. So that was a bit more of a risky trade for me. more risk than I would have liked. But I'm thinking leg down after a break a new high. Leg down side was leg down. So where did I get out? So I got in there one tick below. Where did I get in there? So I got in a tick below that bar there and got out there right on a point. Basically, it did come down to 1.5, but and it may continue down. But I like to try and get out on that first push. When we broke below there, we got a leg downside, but when we broke below there, I thought that was going to come tumbling down quick, and then same again there. Sorry, that was the one I was talking about. It dropped. I thought it was coming down quick, and all of a sudden it turned, pushed up, and another attempt, and then another bearish bar. We came down a bit, and we have tried a couple of more times. So we have to do what our own strategies tell us to do, and my strategy will wait for a signal bar to form. I know in a lot of cases, you guys may just decide to sell here and then put your stop up here. But that's the type of, it's probably going to work. But I'm happy with a point at the moment, the way things are. But it has been struggling just a little bit, and it may hold, and it may just come tossing. May just come dropping down. But I thought when it got below here, it was going to drop, and it didn't. And looking on the NQ, let's have a look at this. We're not at the highs of the days on the NQ. We've got this sort of kind of a channel, which doesn't actually look that bad, and we've had a break of the channel, and we're going a bit sideways, so it could go up and make a new high from this break. And if it does, the ES will follow it. I'm not saying it will. It's kind of like a bear flag, isn't it? But as we've had this channel and a break of it, we could push up. And if it does go up, the ES will follow it. So I'm kind of glad I got out for a point. I'm a scalper, really. I like to get in and out. I don't like to sit through all this stuff. It fries me brain. Okay, perhaps this is the push now. We're below anywhere where I may see some stops. But if it does go sideways and we get a bullish bar from here, it could push up. It's always possible. I mean, if that finish is bullish, I think there's a fair chance that we may attempt to push up. It's trying to push up, but usually as that starts to creep down, it goes from being up there to coming down, but that's not quite bullish enough. A few more ticks and that may take off. Well, there you go. There's going to be some shorts there. Now, if I took a short trade that far from the EMA, I'd expect that to get stopped out. In which case, I think that'll push up above there, which it did. And I would say possibly there as well. But maybe it's just testing the underside of this. There's definitely some support resistance there, and we've tested it once, twice. So this just may test it before it comes tumbling down. So there's a triple test there. 1, 2, 3. Now that is not a bad short, I don't think.
Order submitted.
And for it to trigger.
Order
Now
submitted.
it's triggered. Oh, it's still struggling. It's a triple test. 1, 2, 3. I'm really nervous today. I am. I'm getting out for just a point. I'm getting out
Order
now. I just
filled.
do not like this. It's probably going to work. I'm nervous trading today. It's just not doing what I expected it to do. Okay, I'm up a couple of $100 on one. I just don't like it. It's struggling to get down. And that makes me nervous that it just shoots up and takes out a shed load of stops, and I'm in that for a chunk. It's struggling to get through, so I'm glad I got out there. I only got out for 2 ticks or half a point, but I'm all right with that at the moment. I just don't like what price is doing at the moment. Sometimes I notice this a lot. Sometimes when it's really struggling to come down really slowly, it rockets up, and vice versa. So it's just struggling. So I'm glad I got out of that. Two ticks. I'll take me 2 ticks. It's not ideal, but I don't like it. Sometimes when you're getting these trades, the risk is bigger than I thought anyway. So it was a triple test. It's probably going to come down. Something about it I don't like. Triple test, and it's plus 2 ticks. I just don't like how slow price is coming down. We've already had a break from this channel, and we've already had a new low. So I'm just sitting tight here, because this could we could have a really strong push up, and I wouldn't want to lose $400 per times 3 account. I should have even taken that really, but the triple test dragged me in. 1, 2, 3. There's definitely a battle going on, but who's going to win? I notice this sometimes. When we're really struggling to get somewhere, sometimes I find the slower it goes up, the quicker it comes down and has a bit of a flush. So is that going to work? Probably. But I don't want to sit around. I don't want to hang around and get out. I'm surprised it didn't break below that short, that long. After this break and a new low, there is some support along here. We could start ranging. There's probably going to be some buyers there, and it did not break below there. That's what made me nervous. We can cooperate, discuss some versions, and improve some points. Yeah, I'm always up for stuff. But at the moment, it's slow. Trouble is, I've been learning this strategy for 3 years, so it's hard to start changing things. Do you know what I mean? Look at that now. If I was in that trade still now, my arse would be twitching. What was the risk? Tick above, tick below. It was about 3.25 point risk. That's what was concerning me. So I'm just glad I got out of it. This could push up quickly. Or maybe we're just more of a slightly less steep, slightly shallower. My concern is this is going to take any stops out here. This could range. It's definitely finding something here. Let's see how far it goes up if it does continue. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of that. How can you reach me? You can message me if you want, mate. Are you on the you won't be in the Facebook group, won't you? If you look in the YouTube in the settings, you'll see my email address, mate. Drop me an email, and I'll get back to you. Where are you from anyway, mate? Remind me. Remind me where you're from again. Yeah, anytime, mate. Yeah, you can drop me a line anytime you like, or private message me, whatever you want to do, mate. Whatever's easier. Morocco. Oh, of course you are. Yeah, of course you are. So, what was that good for again? Okay, are we coming to retest these highs? It's such a strong trend, it just does not want to come down. There's probably going to be a few stops there, so just the one bud this year, just one. Hopefully more to come. Yeah, $2,000 last month. fourth World Cup. I didn't read that. Sorry, mate, I didn't have read that. Okay, is the thing finally dropping now, is it? You know what? Just wondering whether there's just a small range here or not. Not sure about that. Okay, is this finally the drop? Yeah, it looks like it to me. Or are we bouncing again? Okay, so I'd say now we're down. I think we're going to come down and make a measured leg. Yeah, that trade there, really, if there is a bigger channel, right into the bottoms, no wonder it never really went anywhere. Sorry, that one there, right at the bottoms. I'm glad I got out of that. Something just didn't feel right as soon as I took it, so good decision to get out of that. So Okay, another 10 minutes, I think, and that'll do me for the day, I think. So, yeah, clearly just ranging, I think, isn't it, today, really, and the latter part. I think there's a fair chance this is going to come down for another leg. Yeah, I should have known better to take that and clearly see it's holding prices there, so going short there is just completely into the wrong. I should have been aware of that, really. Okay, I'm going to knock on the end there, I think, for the day. Leg down, a couple of attempts. Maybe we get a third attempt. Just see if we get another attempt. Second entry short. Okay, see if we can get one leg up, another leg up to here. Okay, come on, give us another second entry short. Love to hang out with you. Sorry, mate, Michelle's just writing down. I've started journaling. I was just writing. Michelle, been pretty hidden, but thanks for the stream today. You're welcome, mate. I appreciate that. Thanks, Thomas. You are, remind me, from France. Pretty sure you are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are. Yes, there you go. I knew I remember. No, I appreciate it. It's nice to have some company, isn't it? If anything, it's just nice to have someone else maybe chatting in the background sometimes, run, ideas, what you seeing, what am I seeing. The trouble is with this business, it's pretty solitary, isn't it? You spend a lot of your time in a room by yourself, so it can be a bit of a lonely old business, really, can't it? So sometimes it's nice to just mix with a few other traders, find out what they're doing, and how people have done, mull over ideas and stuff. I think you're always better to spend time with other like-minded traders. I think you do better at it, I think. I don't know if we've had anybody else from France. I think maybe someone. I can't remember now. I can't think. I'm pretty sure there was someone else. Or maybe not. You might be the first, actually. There seems to be a great deal of French traders. There probably is a load of them, but I think most of the guys on here are probably US. I think there's a few UK. Mo, as we know, is Morocco. Rhodians. I think he's Australia and New Zealand. He has told me a couple of times. One of the two. So he's probably tucked up in bed now. I think there's a guy from Canada. There's a few. The trouble is people come and go, and you tend to forget sometimes. But I think we seem to be surrounded by the US. It's such a big place, isn't it? Okay, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, triple test, second entry short. That is a big ass bar. But what do? You just got to go for it, haven't you?
Order submitted. Order filled.
Do it. Gotta be done. Just gonna go. I ain't gonna be greedy today. I meant to get just that there. Oh, it's gone down for a bit and come back. I want out of this. I just do not like it.
Order filled.
I don't know what it is today. My nerves are on edge. What did I get? Another couple of ticks. My nerves seem on edge today for some reason. I don't know why. It is a triple test. It's probably going to work. I don't know what's the matter with me today. I just seem really nervous in me trades. I got out for 2 ticks. What I think's, I don't know. This is just, it seems to be struggling to get down. We're fitting nice at the bottoms, but now we're a little bit away. So let me just have a look. See what I mean? We're moving away a bit. That makes me a bit nervous. But it is a triple test. 1, 2, 3. Triple test broke above this. Nice bearish bar. You'd expect that to work. And perhaps it will do. It's a little bit more risk than I wanted. But I don't know. There's just something about it. Same again that I don't like. Now I'd want to normally get out there. Ideally, where those bars. So let's say 1.75 points. So let's see if it does work, or is my feeling, am I just getting a bad feeling for no reason? Let's see if it did what I expected it to do. I think the risk didn't help. The ATR is slightly larger than normal today, so a tick above and a tick below. It was like 4 points. It's a bit more than I want to risk. $400 risk per account. That's $1,200. I'm just not really comfortable with risking that much. My friend is from the US. Yeah, there's a lot in from the US, actually. Some days I'm with a friend on call, but today I felt alone. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, mate. It's nice to have someone else on the end of a line having a chit chat, I think, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. What is with me today? We got a leg down, 1, 2, 3. It's clearly a triple test, nice and bearish. Not only is it a triple test, it's a second entry short. So why is this coming back? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't like what price is doing. My concern is we reach somewhere down here and start to range, in which case we push up. So I'm out for, same again, another couple of ticks, which is, I don't know, it's $50 per account. It's another $150. But something just didn't fit. The setup, if I look at the quick glance of that, it's clearly a triple test with a nice bearish bar. Clearly. But for some reason, it's also a bit sideways, and I don't like the way, if this is a channel, it's coming, it's right at the bottom, and it's coming away from the bottom, which makes me nervous. Now, it's a bearish bar. There's a second entry short and a triple test there, so there's going to be traders in there. And where did that bar go? Run up to the top of the channel, so it's probably going to work. But it's just something about me today. I just feel a bit on edge trading. So, I don't know why. Let's see if it does make this. I'd have got out. I like to get out, not the bottoms, but where those bars finish. Let's just see if it would have given me the points before I finish for the day. But it's just, I think it just hit me. There's a lower high there. It just hit me the size of the risk. It's going to go down. I'm pretty sure of it. There's going to be shorts in there and there's going to be stops there. I'd say there'll be more shorts than not in there. It's clearly a triple test, but I don't like the way it's stalling. It's struggling. Perhaps it's just taking time. It's probably going to do what it's supposed to, but what am I up? 235 on some, so that's 475.70. $655 for the day. That'll do me. Yeah, perhaps it's just a little pullback, and it's, there you go, it's already ticked below there, just so it would have worked. But look at this now. It's just ticked below there. And now it's trying to push up again. So, will it break above that lower high? I wouldn't take that lower high because we're so close to the lows. It's a weak position in my opinion, which is why that may go up and break above it. We'll see. Let's just see what this does, and then I am done for the day. But it is a second entry short. It's right below where you'd expect that to work. It's also a triple test. We've also pushed up and tagged the top of that channel. So we got a touch, and a perfect touch, and then it rejected one tick off its low. So it's, I think it's bound to work. It may just go a little bit more sideways, but I think that stop will more than likely hold. But you know, sometimes you just want out, don't you? Let's just find out what happens. So, what am I up total for the day? It's going down. I just got a bit spooked. It is a triple test. It's just taking a bit of time. Yeah, it did what it was supposed to. And some. Yeah, it comfortably did. I don't know. For some reason today, I just seem a bit edgy. Clear triple test worked like a treat. Sometimes they just come back. And I got out for a couple of ticks, which is a bit of a cop-out considering it. Well, look how it went right the way down, 8 points, 8.25 points, but I'm all right with it. Does anybody else have days where they just feel a bit edgy in trades and they just kind of want to get out of them? I think that was okay. It clearly went down for whatever that one, I think, was a bit... I nearly got stopped out there, so that... At the time, we didn't have this bigger channel, so I think I realised I just got a bit lucky there, and sometimes you just don't want to push your luck, and I don't know, I just didn't feel very confident. in my trades today, and in all fairness, I think that was probably one of the nicest ones of the day. We got a leg down, 1, 2, 3, absolute crisp clear, triple test, 1, 2, 3, and a second entry short. So ordinarily I'd be in that trade and I just let it run because I know it would a good setup. It was just 4-point risk, which is a little bit more than I normally like. That ATR is quite high today. So I know some days you just feel a little bit sketchy. You just don't like. I don't like being in trades today. So but there we go. Copy. Where's my paste? Yeah, sometimes it just happens, doesn't it? Lack of confidence today for some reason, but that pushed down and it did what I expected it to do. It just sometimes it'll come back, but with a bar that good, clear triple test, I expect the really good trades to just come down quick, but that didn't. It came back, and whether it was just me and one of those things, but it's clearly a triple test and a second entry short, right up, nicks that the top of that channel, and then drops, closes below, exactly where you'd expect that to work, and it absolutely did. So we seem to be getting a bit of movement now, but I'm done for the day. I've done my 3 hours. I can't trade past 6 o'clock. That's my rules, and I haven't broken them. This is week 1 following the new rules, and I don't intend to break them. So not a bad day. I'm up $650 odd over the 3 accounts. So I'm up $1,800 over these 3 accounts for the week so far, and we got a day left. So I'm all right with that. Only on 3 accounts. It's fine. That is on 3 accounts. It's a good amount. I'm pleased with that. But there you go. That's me done for the day. So if you're carrying on trading, best of luck. I hope you get a couple of golden setups, but a better day again today. It's definitely moving. Not some chop, but it is definitely moving. There was a second entry long there. I was waiting for the triple test. Maybe that was it or that one, and it did work. But I just seem to be a little bit cautious at the moment. It's just all part of it. I think you go from being from being careless to being a bit over cautious, and then eventually finding some sort of level ground. But it's definitely working today. So that trade would have worked. That trade would have worked for my 2 points. That wouldn't have done, and that one would have done. So I'd have been up $600 minus that one, so I'd have probably been up about the same. But there you go. So let me just save that one. But there you go. I appreciate all your comments. 424 S, and that will say override. Yep, change. Okay, brilliant. So I'm done for the day, folks. So if you're trading, you're carrying on. Best of luck. I hope you get somewhere. But it just seemed to be a range day. Obviously, we had this big push down, then we come up, 2 legs down, a leg up, a couple of legs down. So I don't know where it's going to go, but there you go. So I'll be back same time tomorrow. So have a great evening, stay safe, best of luck, and I will see you Friday, last day tomorrow. We got no Mac at the moment, have we? He's off, I believe. He's gone on a Caribbean cruise or something or other. But there you go. So best of luck, and I'll see you, and we'll do it all again same time tomorrow. Bye for now.